One of Namibia's least celebrated heroines, Claudia Namises, lost her life last month, leaving a void in the hearts of the many children that she rescued from neglect. Her sister activist Rosa Namises shared her greatest legacy, which is the Olindi Children's Home located in Donkerhoek in Katutura. Together they have taken in children of all ages, educated, housed, loved and raised them for over 30 years. The Olindi Children's Home is just one of the many homes and nursery schools they have run over the years.
What you see here today has started way back. My sister returned to Namibia, before independence. She was repatriated. And when she came back, of course, she came back a very bitter person, very disillusioned, and also at the same time very angry, literally demanding that I immediately stop my political activity and get out of SWAPO. That is how she came back. And I was saying to her, hold on, we will get there. We must get the system out, which was now the apartheid system. So I said, no, we need to deal with the system because we were about to vote. And I was not able to disassociate myself from my political involvement. And I was a very full-blood party member at that time. And here was my sister from exile demanding this. It was very difficult, like it is difficult now after parting with her. And so it was one of the most serious decisions that I had to make, but I couldn't make it at that time then. So I was saying we must hold on and we go to the booth, and after that we can talk about it. But she couldn't stand. So I had to first remove my identity, which was the flag and all that, and let it down, but she didn't stay with me. I wanted her to be with me because she went away for such a long time into exile, and when she came back, she came with a baby, so I wanted to support her. But she couldn't do that because she was already not a member. So that's another day's story. But then we finished and she was unemployed. Of course, she was a refugee, so what now? And then I had a house, and so we started in my house, Ernokoyake kindergarten. And that was how she worked there. Of course, it was difficult. My sister had a total different relationship with me. It changed, and it was psychological. It sometimes very hard, because I think the frustration and her experience from the Lubango dungeons and all that was still very much at play, and she didn't trust me at all. But then for her to do something, she's a very good caregiver, very good for babies. She's the tops for me. Between me and her, I can't deal with babies. So she was dealing with the babies. And so with children, and that's why I thought, let me help her to get an income and not to lie down idle. And she took over and she did with a kindergarten, so pre-primary. And that was a beautiful program. Then we had to bring the Dolam creche. Then it was becoming bigger, so we had a library set up in front. Actually, before the so-called Semnioma Stadium was built, there was an open space. So we put a library there, and we had a bigger group of children intake, and she was running that program. And after many years, she got a house in Okuriangaba. She got married, and then she got a house in Okuriangaba. And with that, she moved with the Dolam crash. And she worked there for quite a long time. And I think we needed to make a dent. We needed to make a change, new strategies and so on. And one of the days, I started then with children. I took teenagers because I can handle the teenagers. So I started the Dolam Children's Home when she moved out, because my sister was in exile, so she didn't know the dynamics of the Namibian society and how the society has changed. So I was the one telling her, this is what is happening, this is what's happening. And then we talked about it, seeing her having the compassion as well, and also having her, having that energy. She's very energetic and very hands-on. So having that, I needed that to be channeled through to help the community, but more at her place with the children. So for me, when I started the Dolam Children's Home, it was a challenge from I had that time 2 daughters and 1 son, the younger daughter. So my daughters had friends, and one of the days my daughter came with a little friend, and this child could not go home when it came to Sunday. And so I insisted that tomorrow Monday is school, so people must now go home. We had a whole weekend. And so the kids were hesitant going behind the doors. And then later I said, get onto the car, let's take back this child. And we went. So when we arrived there, I knocked at the door and people opened and said, and then I said, evening, I'm bringing back your little girl. And people were like, no, go behind there. Just not very happy, very annoyed. And so I said to the little girl, where are you staying? And it was an old car wreck, Erica. So I couldn't leave the child. They closed their door and she was to sleep in a car wreck. There was just one blanket. Then I decided I'm going to take this child. Monday, I went to the social workers. Social workers then said, in order to deal with the case, can you keep the child for a while and we will come back to you. And in that while waiting, I went to search for the mother. And I found the mother in Gemengde, somewhere, sleeping in the old toilets. You know, we have these old toilets that the apartheid system has built for us, the outside toilets. And the mother was sleeping there. Then I decided, okay, I'll make a note and give it to the social workers when they come. So the days went by and social workers didn't come, so that's how it happened. I went back and I said, the child that you left with me, what must I do? No, just keep the child and then we will give you a form. So I realized, so that's it. Then we got connected with the social workers. I had a space where children could sleep. I had my children having their own rooms. So I took the 2 sisters into one room and the brother into one room, and there were 2 rooms special. So I put the one child there so that she could have a space. Then the social workers came with one more child and with one more child. And that's how Dolam Children Home was born.
Great combo deal from Choppies! Choppies, great value for your money.
La Liga.
This is a tough one for Barcelona.
If you love the beautiful game, then prepare to be swept off your feet by the fanciest footwork to ever grace your screen.
Oh, straight down the middle, absolute stunner. What a goal that is!
For football played with love, tune in to Supersport La Liga and make every game a home game for you and your family. Get and stay connected to GoTV to get home ground advantage all day, every day. GoTV. Love it.
Those that were left behind to pick up the pieces after Namibian heroine Claudia Namises passed on last month were unsure of whether or not to continue operating the orphanage, which she started in 1995. Her daughter Gisela says that the family decided to continue with her legacy regardless of the challenges they face.
I'm Auntie Claudia's last born. I'm the fourth child, and I grew up in this orphanage. That's how she raised us, with the kids. This orphanage means a lot to us because my mom built this. She wouldn't want this fire to die, so we are going to continue with her legacy. Because now these are orphans, and now they are double orphaned. Because they had her as a mother, now she's not here today. So for us to make her fire die, that will be very bad, and we are going to just make her angry basically in her grave. But then we decided we are going to continue her legacy. We are going to go forward with everything that she has built, because that's how she raised us. We got a little warmth, care and love from her that we are going to continue with the kids. It's a lot of weight on our shoulders because we are young, and yes, she did prepare us for this. She has been telling us throughout this year. It's like she knew she was gonna go, and for the past few months she has been telling us, guys, go to the orphanage, do this, do that, follow me wherever I go, so you know the doors I go into and out. So we have 36 children here, including babies till 19 years old, and yeah, we are gonna continue her legacy. We have donors. We have local donors and we have international donors, and the donors told us that they are not going to leave us in these tough times because they wouldn't even want Auntie Claudia's legacy to burn out. Yeah, so the donors are going to keep on with us and continue with us. We don't really face a lot of challenges since the donors said they are going to continue with us. The only major challenge that we have right now is City of Windhoek. Municipality does not give us discount as a shelter, and they told us that if we don't pay the bill, the water and electricity bill, by the 26th of July, they are going to close it down. How possible is it to be with this, to be with 36 children in a home with no water? So City of Windhoek is our major challenge, and it's been the major challenge even before my mom's passing. Right now, a donor of us paid 8,000, so we are left with 11,000 that we need to pay.
I reached out to the City of Windhoek for a statement in this regard.
Yeah, your question with regard to Olindi, them being afraid of being disconnected with regard to their water. I went through the system to check their status. At this point in time, the Orlindi Children's Home owes the City of Windhoek 12,355. They made a payment of 8,000 some time back, which puts them in good standing with the City of Windhoek. Our system didn't recognize or pick them up as to defaulters that needs to be cut off in terms of their water usage. The electricity is prepaid, so we don't have an issue with the electricity. But at this point in time, as I've said, they are in good standing. Their usage per month is about 2.5 to 3,000 rand on water alone. The rest is on rates and taxes. Given their square size of 1,600 square of the earth, plus the improvements made on the earth, their rates and taxes alone is about 2,700. So that's the one that actually puts the account in an upwards trajectory. But we're not disconnecting them as long as they continue with the current payment agreement or payment rate, where they pay every month a certain amount that they agreed to with at our debt collectors. So no, we're not cutting them off. We're only going to cut the water in case they default. But it's always good to go to our debt management department, make arrangements that also assist or help for their account not to accumulate interest. The interests are normally null if they made arrangements. So I just going to ask this orphanage home or the Orlindi Children's Home to make contact with our debt management department, and in order to make arrangements, payment arrangements, and then we're good to go. We're happy that they're making payment as they've done previously, in order for them to be in good standing. So let them continue doing that. Thank you.
I asked Gisela to share the day-to-day experience of raising orphaned and vulnerable children.
It's very tough because these are little ones, they don't listen. But then we have helpers. We have 4 ladies that are helping us. Right now 2 are at home due to Corona. They come in and out. We have 2 here, and then we have bigger girls that also help us, and then it's me and my sister, and then my nieces that also come and help us. It's very interesting. I thought it was going to be hard for me since I do not have any children of my own. But then now, since I was raised by my mother with the little ones, and then I'm literally like a mother to them growing up. So it's very interesting, but it's hard too, because I'm very young and I'm supposed to live my life, but then now I have to sacrifice mine to continue with what my mom left for us. What I will take from my mom to take forward is the laughter, the love, her dancing, her sharing her, like, I don't know what to say. Like, she shared her love with everyone. And that's what she left in us. So we are going to share our love with everyone. We are going to dance with them because my mom loved dancing and singing. So that's what we are going to do with them every day. That's what we did yesterday with them too. We're dancing and we're singing. And that's how they're going to remember her, celebrating her. We would want more local donors to come forward with their help, because mostly the donors that we have are international donors. It will be a great help if local donors, Namibian donors, just come in and support their local shelters. We have people that come and spend time with the kids. We would get volunteers from schools, just come in with the kids, help us wash. They cook, they will bring their own food, they will cook lunch for the kids, and they will come clean the kids, especially with the babies, help them with the milk, help them with the nappies and stuff like that.
Hope Matthews is one of the children who grew up at the Olindi Children's Home and has nothing but fond memories of the home's founder, Claudia Namises.
I came here ever since I was a baby, and I was raised by my grandmother, by Mama Claudia, and I started school when I was 4 years old at Amazing Kids Primary School, private school. It's really nice living with the kids. It's giving me more joy, happiness, and lovingness and kindness.
I asked Hope how she would remember Claudia Namises.
Auntie Claudia, she was such a kind grandmother, a lovely grandmother. She used to take care of kids, help out with difficulties, and help with kids that need schools. She used to make jokes with me, take me to school with the car, and dress me in on the African Child's Day.
She also shared her aspirations for the future.
First of all, I want to finish my school, and if I grow up, I want to be a singer. I want to donate stuff for the kids. I want them to come in my music videos, and yeah.
Children living with disabilities can face discrimination in the form of negative attitude, lack of access to services, lack of protection, and little or no opportunity for education.
Now, I'm speaking on behalf of Ministry of Education. Now, so we lack all the prior steps of the child, meaning we rely on the other 3 ministries to support us. Ministries of Education's mandate starts from 5 to 6 to 16 years of compulsory basic education.
I would like to say from the beginning that Clash has always had a specific focus on, like the name says, on children with language, speech and hearing impairments. And there a particular emphasis was put on children with hearing loss.
Okay.
He's ready to go.
Oh, the goalkeeper!
Good position.
What a hit there.
That is unbelievable!
Celebrate 2 months for the price of 1. Stream the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 live from SuperSport on Showmax Pro. Sign up to watch world-class sports, series, movies, and more at showmax.com today.
I am so blessed to have been able to give out food parcels to the value of 10,000 Namibian dollars, sponsored by the Agra Foundation and their affiliates, to the community of Sievendelaan. In a recent episode of It's a Wrap, they lamented the abject poverty that they were living in and asked for assistance.
sal geniet daar was nie en ek het dit gekry. Ek is dankbaar vir Agra en One Africa wat vir ons gesponsor het, want daar was niks gewees nie. So, die bietjie pay wat ek al het kry, hy sal ons nie hou tot nie, omdat ek hier betaal tot nou toe. So, ek is dankbaar.
Thank you, Agra, for the sponsorship you gave us. We were really thankful for it. We really needed it in the house.
Baie dankie vir Agra vir wat hulle aan ons gedoen het. Mag die Here hulle nog baie seën en mag hulle plek en hulle geldsakke nog breër raak. Dit was nie verniet geweest wat One Africa hier was. Ons wil ook vir julle sê baie dankie dat julle die tyd uitgekoop het met ons. Ons waardeer dit in die diepste van ons hart.
So many food parcels donated by the Agra Foundation, we were able to give some to the Olindi orphanage as well. And with that,
What's up, world? This is Shay, the goddess of the airwaves, on 99 FM, Monday to Friday, serving you breakfast on the ignition between 6 and 9. We brought you to be inspired, taking you to master your destiny. Now it's time to do the work.
Just show up. Put on your work boots and do the time.
Make it, and then make it better.
Hello world, it's your boy Script here on The Kingdom, where we're reminding you every single day.
Get up. You've got this. Start where you are.
Hey, this is your girl Treza on Hitsville on 99 FM, letting you know it's okay.
Try.
Make mistakes.
Awesome.
I am Sibo and I'm going to be with you for quite a while. Thank you so much for joining us here on your inspiration station, where we let you know
There's no easy money. There's no easy job. There's no easy life.
99 FM. Do the work.
BBC's Smart Money program presents an exciting new technology segment dubbed Smart Tech.
Ghana have a problem of unemployment, also the problem of housing and schools under trees. Now Plus wants to use the problem of plastic waste to solve the problem of schools under trees, housing, and create more jobs for the youth in the country.
Bonjour. Hello, I am Sao Duniang, director of the Palms Luxury Boutique Hotel in Dakar. I started by cleaning a toilet. Today, I am the manager of my own 5-star hotel boutique with 60 employees.
To give more people access to these life-saving vaccines, South Africa and India have proposed a waiver of COVID-19 patents. And the move seems to be gathering momentum after receiving the backing of the United States. But even if the patent waiver is indeed granted, can Africa manufacture these vaccines at scale?
Countries that have passed their first peak of COVID-19 are experiencing a second rise in cases. Is this a second wave of infections, and could even more waves lie ahead? Previous pandemics might give us a clue. The 1918 Spanish flu was the most deadly pandemic in modern history. It killed at least 50 million people. Its second wave was the most deadly by far, killing millions more than the first and third. More recent outbreaks, such as SARS and swine flu, have also had 2 or more waves. so it looks like the COVID-19 pandemic could have several too. The World Health Organization has warned about the dangers of a deadly resurgence. Many countries and places have seen infections accelerate after bringing their first waves under control. These rises aren't necessarily new waves. They could be spikes. Spikes are rapid rises in cases that aren't sustained, whereas waves happen over longer periods and often contain several spikes or peaks. Second waves only take place after a first wave has retreated. Many scientists believe more waves are inevitable and think a worse one could hit during autumn or winter. Some other coronaviruses spread faster when the weather is cold. If this is the case with COVID-19, it would put health systems under huge pressure. Many people are still vulnerable, and immunity to the virus might only last a few months for those who recover. It's also possible that mutations to the virus could lead to new waves. Hundreds of mutations have been found, and some could potentially make the pandemic more severe. One mutation may have already improved the ability of the virus to bind its spike proteins to human cells. This strain of the virus appears to unlock cells more easily and has become dominant around the world. It's unknown how the virus will continue to change, but further mutations could make it even more dangerous and harder to control. A reliable vaccine would help solve many of these problems, but it may take many months or even years to find one. Until then, we all need to make long-term lifestyle changes to protect ourselves from further waves. How are you learning to live in a world with COVID-19?
Hi beautiful souls, this is Nikita Winkler and I am here to share easy tools for stretching that you can do just about anywhere. This is a demonstration, so what's most important is that you take enough time that your body requires to release the amount of tension that you have. So let's get started. In this session, we will do neck stretches. I'm going to show you rotations, full rotations, you can do half rotations, and we're going to add a bit of tapping just to release the tension even more. Alternatively, give yourself a massage. If you have a lot of tension, go for the massage first before you do anything, just to warm the muscles, and let's get going. Full rotation. Releasing at every angle of this rotation. And I'm going to reverse, go the other side.